we got our first coin from this site. It's green, so it's copper, and it's a small copper. However, I have no idea what age it is because I haven't looked at it yet. This house, like I said, well, there were two houses here originally. There was one house that was built back in the early 1800s, registered 1803. Could have been here longer than that. And then a second house was built later out here where I'm at now. But that second house was here well into the mid-1900s. So this penny, or whatever it is, could be any age. So we're going to find out together. Still can't tell. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. It may not even be a penny. I don't know. It's awful slick. Yeah, I see Lincoln right there. I don't know if you can see it or not there in the camera, but it is a weedy. Turn it around for you, maybe to focus. I don't know if you can tell that. I'll get it cleaned up and show it to you. Let's see if we can get a year. Let me clean this up a little bit and I'll get back with you. Alright, so I'm not going to wash it, but I did brush it a little bit, and then I rubbed it on my pants, and I rubbed it on my shirt, and I did a little bit of everything to it except spray it, because spraying copper, you'll never be able to see it again. It kind of looks like a 1910 to me, so that's a good one. I get a lot of 1910 out of these hills. You don't really find a lot of money here in Appalachia, so finding any coins at all, it's a good find. Alright, so turn you around here so you can see where my dog's sitting. Couldn't figure out why she wouldn't move. She wouldn't come to me, she wouldn't go anywhere, she wasn't leaving, just staying in one spot. And then I walk up and found that. Just a little guy. But she was laying next to a shed. Here, and we thought we were going to have to train her to find these. Not quite. So the other hole I dug was this enormous thing. I have no idea what that is. None. Not a clue. And then, if I can find it in here with all this other stuff. I might do a better job if I take my gloves off. And yes, I'm wearing my gloves because I'll get yelled at if I don't. All this glass. There it is. I was just getting ready to say I'll show you in the wrap up. Found a little buckle. I don't know if that's horse tack. It looks like it was silver washed. It's brass, but it has silver on it. So I would say it belonged to the homeowner. And then, right before I saw that shed, I got a beep. And I was digging and digging and digging and digging and couldn't find it. Seems to always be the story when I find a penny. It's everywhere but where I look. See it in the cloud there? I don't know if the sun is not letting you see it or not. Anyway, I'm going to pull it out and see what kind it is. It is a weedy. It's very green. It's kind of cool. I love green weedies. I love green pennies, period. Get my other glove off and see if I can't get that off of there. It's a 19 teens, but I cannot tell which. As soon as that gets dry right there, I'll be able to get it off. Give it a rub on my shirt. My dad hates it when I do that. able to get that last number. I was hoping I could. It's a 191, but I can't see the last of it. If it dries out and I can see it, or if I can scratch it with a toothpick and get it, then I'll try to get a picture of it for you so you can see it. I can see it's a Denver Mint mark, but that's about it. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Alright, so it always breaks my heart when I dig one of these. This is somebody's wedding ring. Back in late 1800s, early 1900s, around these parts anyway. They didn't have gold, so they wore brass rings, and sometimes they had enough money they dipped them in silver or they dipped them in gold, but they were brass rings. And this was a lady's wedding ring. As you see, it won't go over my knuckle. But this meant the world to somebody, and they lost it out here in the woods. Alright, so I have no idea what this is. If one of you know what that is, let me know. I'm going to say it's got some silver wash on it, but it's made of brass. It's springy, if I can see it springs open like a clip of some kind. I wouldn't think it'd be a hair clip because that would probably really hurt your head. Yeah, I have no idea. All the years I've watched metal detecting videos of other people's, I have never seen one of those. I don't know what that is. If you know what that is, put it in the comments and let me know. Alright, this piece, when I dug it up, I had no idea what it was. And thanks to my Aunt Sharon, I think we might have it figured out. See how that clip, if I get my fingers out of your way, how that clip works? She says there might have been like a plastic or wooden piece back here. This would have been a money clip. Shame I didn't find any money in it. Of course, it's deteriorated away if it had been in there still. However, it was silver washed. It's brass, but it was silver washed. And she's fairly certain this would have been a money clip in the Victorian era. Like I said, when I was in the field, I had no idea what it was. So I brought it home. I showed it to her. She was like, I'll bet you anything that's a money clip. And I'll bet you anything she's probably right. If you know for sure what that is, though, let me know. I didn't find any info on it. I just talked to my aunt, and that's what she thinks it might be. Alright, so another penny. Sorry, it's raining, so I'm trying to see because it's a little dark here. I don't think I can get that to focus for you because it's too dark where I'm at. I'm back underneath the canopy of all the trees. So I can try to stay out of the rain just a little bit. My gear is actually way over there. But I kept the camera back here underneath the trees in case it started raining harder. But my penny is a 1944. That kind of gives a little bit of testimony to how long this house was here. We have some things that date way back in the 1800s, and then we have a 1944 penny. But yes, this house was here then. So just some more proof that it was probably here longer than any of them. Alright, here are some of our other finds. We did a lot of Indian artifact searching this trip. It's very heavily populated with Indian artifacts down here in this area. So this would have been a bifurcated base. I don't know if you can see that real well. How it is here in the middle. It is broken, and you can see there was an imperfection in the stone itself. It wasn't the craftsmanship, there's an imperfection in the stone that would have caused that to break on impact. This one, I thought, wow, that's crude and thick, and what in the world would it have been used for? And then I scraped it across my hand by accident. That thing is so sharp. Look how jagged. It'd be like a knife today. I mean, I looking at it, I thought there's no way. This has to be unfinished. But it is so sharp. Then we have a tiny little bird point. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus for you. Look at the size of that thing. It's not much bigger than my thumbnail. It's just tiny. And then this one, I don't know what this is. Geometrical shapes are not found in nature normally. I mean, you might find something close to a geometric shape. So I'm not sure. This is jade. I'm not sure, or not jade, I'm sorry, jasper. I'm not sure what they were making out of this. Maybe, a tool, maybe decoration, maybe that's why the top is gone up here. Maybe it got broken while they were making an item. But yeah, I picked that up and I was like, wow, that is a beautiful stone. And then I washed it a little bit and this doesn't come off. So this is creek staining, it just won't come off. And I realized it was almost a perfect triangle, and that just doesn't happen in nature. So yeah, I'm not sure what they were making out of it, but it's definitely a beautiful stone. This one, obviously, is broken, sheared off. But if you look, you can see this groove right here. There's kind of just a small groove on the back, not quite as deep. But you can, if I get it angled just right in the light, because I have very bad lighting because it's raining and windy and gloomy and cold, you can see the groove here. So my opinion is it would have been hafted. If you look, you can see, and get the right light, you can see the grinding, how it's ground down to a point, not really a point, but an edge on this end. I would have loved to have found the other end, but I didn't. This is the only piece that I found of it. And at first when I picked it up, I was like, huh, that's just a rock. And then I got to looking at it, I was like, no, that is ground down. Alright, and on my travels on this trip, these are sticking out of a riverbank. Now if you sit and look just at the top, I mean obviously this one has some odd shape to it. And this one looks like it's perfectly ground, perfect shape. If you look at the bottom, they're perfectly flat. I mean they'll fit completely together. They're not of the same rock, they're not even made of the same material. These are grinding stones, so this would have been held and ground. And I'm not sure which direction. Obviously, actually, it fits in my hand better this way. So, usually when you're wondering if it is an Indian artifact or if it's just a rock that got washed funny in the water, try holding it in your hand. See if it fits in your hand a specific way. These were made to be used an exact specific way. So yeah, try holding on to it. And normally, unless you can see a jagged edge where it's been busted, a rock is not going to be completely flat on bottom or a complete geometrical shape. So these are grinding stones. And this one is actually really thin and hard to hang on to. So my guess is this one was used up completely. I can't even get a, I mean I can, but I would say they used this one up and tossed it. And this one was about 5 feet from it. And I found it down at the riverbank, just walking along the river. And actually it was up towards a field next to the river. So it's one of my favorite spots that I hunt when I come down here. I always find something while I'm there. Everybody's like, why do you go down there? It's all industrial and commercialized, and because the stuff is still there. So I wanted to show these to you. They're two of my favorite finds that I have found since I've been down here this trip. So just wanted to share those with you. I love them. I love Indian artifacts. I love hunting for them. There's just peacefulness when you're out in nature looking for that stuff. Some of my favorite things to do. It almost runs a very close second to metal detecting. I almost like it more. It doesn't require batteries and it doesn't require equipment. It requires shoes. So, thanks for watching. We'll get back to you when we have more videos.